going on, everyone? Happy Friday. We are back, man. We are back. Madden 26. Great way to end the week. Friday evening. Dive into the game. Get this where we want it to be. Let me catch up on some chat comments real quick. Chili, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Apex, what's up, man? Thank you. Chili, you're in year 3. You're in year 3 already? Holy smokes. Ken, congrats on 20K, brother. 17 speed, that's right. Avery, congrats, man. Love the celebration video. Chili, congrats on 20K. Yo, I was watching Shitter for a while. I saw his first touchdown pass. What up, 20K? Didn't think you were streaming tonight. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little funny story. All right, we got time. We're gonna let people kind of funnel in. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that video. So, like the college football release did wonders for my channel last year, and it did wonders this year too. And like there were days where I would gain like 200 and 250 subs in a day. And I knew that this week I had a really weird week. Like I was going to be out most of the week. I wasn't going to be streaming or anything like that. And so last week I was like, you know what? I don't know. I can't predict my pace. I can't predict when this is going to hit. And so I recorded that video last week. And then I was like, I just got to sit and wait. Just sit and wait. Who knows what's going to happen? I was hoping it was going to happen before. My goal was always to have that hit by Madden release date, which was always going to be the 11th, and then they bumped it up. And then it didn't hit, you know, in time for yesterday's stream, which is okay. It ended up being hilarious because we all know what happened on stream yesterday. Like, I was just, like, deflated, right? And we cut the stream off early because of how I was feeling about just that day, that game, like everything that was going on. And then I made that video just touching on the traits, like didn't even I mean, I still want to make a video about the wear and tear, the simulation stats, you know, some of the bugs and stuff that's going on in here, you know, stuff like that. But it was kind of hilarious that that video actually, like, just people just were subscribing when they saw that video, and that's how we hit it. And it ended up being hilarious because, like, I had that end of day yesterday, and then we hit 20K today, and I was like, all right, we'll put the video live. And I'm glad you guys appreciated it, man. I was a little bit nervous about the title because I was like, I don't want people to be upset at me for kind of you know, kind of leaning with the title like I was like retired or whatever. But I was thinking about changing it, and then I was like, nah, we'll leave it because of how things went yesterday. But that's the funny story behind that video, is it was recorded a week ago, and then it just, the timing worked out for it, so it was pretty funny. Big Pop, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Crazy Around, what's going on, man? How's Madden can feel at the college football? Ken, so the gameplay in Madden is better. We're going to discuss some of the stuff that happened yesterday on stream as well. I'm going to clear up some stuff about that for those who are here. But I think the gameplay is better in Madden than college football. But we have a lot of issues in franchise mode that is going to impact that. You know what I mean? Has anyone noticed the CPU plays different on revamped and placement? Rob, people claim that they do. I've never tested. I'm not leaving revamp personally, so, you know. Powers, yeah, Power, I saw what he was saying. He was pretty much sending over the majority of what we have in college football, Jordan. Like, that's kind of what he was doing, was like a lot of the stuff there. Francisco, man, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So we're going to kind of talk about where we're at with the slider creation. Yesterday, you guys know, I was very upset. We were breaking down. My teammates were not utilizing pass rush moves, not going after the passer, anything like that. My guy, Big Papa, messaged me after the stream. He's like, yo, dude, I'm not having this issue. And he was sending me clips. And I'm like, what do you have different than me? He's like, nothing. I'm following exactly what you had on stream. And I'm like, okay, there's got to be something off. So I deleted the Falcons franchise, created a whole new franchise, brand new from scratch. And I was having the same issues again. And my guy Big Papa just keeps spamming me clips in the Discord chat, like showing off how all his team, and he started with the Falcons too to verify it wasn't even the teams, right? And he's just like, hey man, look, my guy's doing this, and I'm sitting over here like, what the hell? So finally, now get, you know, day one of Madden, right? I decided, all right, well, profile delete time. And that fixed it. Last night, I was like, oh snap, this is what it's like to have your teammates rush the passer. So anyway, so a lot of the issues that we had yesterday, I don't know, again, I don't know how it was the first time playing the game, something happened that, you know, caused that issue. But doing a profile delete, we were good to go. So again, now let's hope that we don't have that issue today. I can't do a profile delete while I'm live streaming because I have to close the app, which disconnects me because I stream from my console. So hopefully we don't have any issues there. Big Papa, yeah, they talked about the updated pass trajectories, and I really do like them. I really like the updated pass trajectories, man. They're really good. Ryan, John, thank you so much for the congrats on 20K, man. Like, I don't know how much of the video you guys actually watched. I really didn't expect anyone to really watch too much of it, but if you go back and watch the clip that I put when I announced Simgamingnetwork, truly 1,000 was my goal, and I grinded for 18 months to get to 700 subs, and to get to 1,000 was my goal, and then I never saw past 1,000 because of how long it was taking. So I am truly thankful for all of you guys, man. I really am. Thank you so much. The demons, so they did do the pass trajectories now, so you just have to adjust how you hold your passing on revamp so there's not so much touch. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, you did tell me it was going to happen on stream yesterday. It ended up not happening, though, until I dropped that video yesterday. D-Ray, you've been following me since I was making pro sliders in Operation Sports. Yeah, man. Good old pro. You know what? I was continuing. I didn't choose to leave pro. Pro left me. I think it was Madden 23. I could not make it work. Chad Johnson is a ratings adjuster. He doesn't do all the ratings. But I will say this, you guys. I talked a little shit about the ratings yesterday. I take it all back. Yes, they had the most 99s ever, but I started doing XP slider testing a little bit today. I ran some sims, but I got my base counts for the roster, you guys. This is the best it's ever looked. So I don't know if you guys have gone through and counted. I'll kind of tell you. Quarterbacks, they have 490s in the game, 1480 overalls. That is the best numbers we've ever seen at the quarterback position. Running back, massively less talent at the position compared to last year. 890s, 2580s. That's a huge drop from last year. Tight ends, 590s, 1380 overalls. Wide receivers, huge drop too. 1090s, 4280 overalls. Fullbacks, just 280 overalls. Tackles, 1090 overalls, 2580s. Guards, there's 690s. 80 overalls. Centers, there's 190, 780 overall. Edge, 990s, 2580s. Defensive tackle is the one that's really high, but like someone pointed out, it's that nose tackle thing. They add that position and it just inflates a bunch of players' ratings. But there's 1590 overalls and 2980 overalls, but again, that's tied to the nose tackle thing. Middle linebacker, 490s, 1780s. Outside linebackers, 090s, 1280 overalls. Cornerbacks, 990s, 3580s. Free safety, 490s, 1380s. Strong safeties, 490s, 1180s. No 90s for kickers or punters, 780s for the kickers, and 6 punters are 80 overall. It's literally the best numbers we have ever seen as far as ratings spread. What do we got going on in the main menu? I'll show you guys, man, because again, we're still building. I haven't got to beta levels yet, so you guys know I haven't. When I'm not in a beta level, I will show everything. Yo, reality, just here so you don't get fined. We're fining you, bro. It's too late. Good to see you streaming on Twitch a little bit more. I see the notifications. Yo, yeah, you guys. Here's the thing: the numbers, the ratings, like the spread. Fantastic. The tricky part is going to be maintaining that with the XP sliders, because the XP sliders, even when you play with them, it just wants to nerf the numbers a lot. I haven't touched anything down the line. Everything's default here. So game options, all we have here, not that. Holy smokes. Let's turn that off. I haven't touched any wear and tear yet because again, I don't even know if it matters. It's the main menu. Precipitation movements at 17 because I have player speed parity at 17, and then everything else is default. Like, I haven't touched any of this yet. This stuff is all going to be like the last. Like, once I lock in the gameplay sliders, then I start messing with precipitation. Then I start messing with wear and tear, but we can't really mess with wear and tear. Then I'll play with the physics-based tackle slider. That's stuff that all comes at the end. But everything else here is all turned on. Yo, what's up, Powers? We're on revamped, receive 1320 for now. I mean, I will dial in the quarter length and stuff later. I haven't even made that far, so that's all we're doing in the main menu. And we're gonna test some stuff right now with where we have things set up. How do I feel about normal all Madden this year? Well, that's where we started off, Demon, yesterday, and the game was cheesy as hell, man. There was so much stone walling. MP, the pass rush issue was my game. I did a profile delete, and we were good to go. They had to give him a 99 stamina rating for him to play both ways, though, John. Jacob says, good ratings spread this year, but concerning the bad teams like the Saints and the Browns are so close to playoff teams like the Chargers in overall rating. Are you looking at that in the main menu or in franchise? Because it does switch up inside franchise mode. Let's take a look, actually. Let's go to the schedule. Chargers play the Chiefs, so we can compare the Chargers and you said the Browns, and they play the Bengals. So let's just do this. This is the easiest way that we can... Oops. Let's create a character. First we'll do... Oh, we don't even have to do that. The Browns are a 79 overall. We don't have to do that, but we can just look at it here. 79 overall here. Chargers are an 81. I mean, that's not... I mean, they're a wild card team. Dude, Powers, the gameplay is fantastic. That's not the issue. The issue is not the gameplay. We're going to have that fine-tuned and ready to roll. The issue is the traits. And it's, you know what, guys? It's not, and we will go full screen when we get started, but I just want to point this out a little bit to you guys. We talked about the traits yesterday for the edge rushers, right? And how there's only a handful of edge rushers that actually have the a single trait added to them. Parsons does, Crosby does, TJ Watt does, Bosa does not, Hutchinson does not, Will Anderson does not, right? None of, I mean, Garrett does. I don't think Hendrickson does. Daniel Hunter does not. Anyway, and then they have no way of getting it, right? But it's not just the edges, right, that are bad. Now, it's, if you go through and look, quarterbacks have a ton of traits, which is good. But we could go to even a lower rated quarterback like Bo Nix. There are 12 plus teams equal or better than the Eagles. In franchise mode, I didn't even see. So Bo Nix, look at all these traits he has. Quick trigger, hero ball, risky take, whatever. I'm fine with this. This is, the traits makes him play different. I'm fine with this. Now, keep that in mind. FM fan YouTube. Hey Sim, first time viewer. With long snapper now being in a position, what stats do we look for in that position? I would assume that's going to be like an awareness thing, because there's nothing else tied to it. But I want to show you guys something. So you just saw Bo Nix, an 80 overall quarterback, has traits, which I'm fine with. But if we go over to a halfback here, the third best running back in the game is Jahmyr Gibbs. Yo, Scoop, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate your text today, too. Has one trait. Like, they have all these traits for running backs, ball carriers. The traits are such a great idea. He's got two at least. But quarterbacks get all the traits. Go to wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the third best rated wide receiver in the game. And he has no traits. Third best receiver in the game. Doesn't have a trait. Now, luckily, we could do stuff like this. We could put on rack. We could put on aggressive. Highlight reel. I mean, we know that he's a showboater. So why doesn't he have any of these? But like, even when he has the ball in his hands, Anthony, what difficulty are you on? Like, how are you the second best or third best wide receiver? Technically second, because the other two are rated 99 overall. They're a tie for first. How do you not have one of these? He's for sure a rack wide receiver. He's for sure going to showboat. And he's for sure a juker. All Madden? That's how all Madden's made, bro. I was running the same issue yesterday on stream, Anthony. Someone said let's look at what does Jamar Chase have? I don't know. I'll tell you this, guys. I don't know. He is aggressive receiver. Jamar Chase doesn't get highlight reel? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, what are we doing here? How are you gonna have all these traits in the game? What's JJ got? What's JJ got? Yeah, not rack either, Eric? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's just, I don't understand. Traits were such an awesome idea. So he has highlight reel and showboat, but he doesn't have it. All he has is spectacular catches and showboat. He doesn't have anything else. It's freaking Justin Jefferson. Mason, it's because of the nose tackle. So when we got in, someone pointed this out in the Discord, and I think on stream yesterday too, or tweeted at me on X, because they add the new nose tackle position, now players are converting to nose tackle in game, and it's boosting their overall so much. You can't turn off traits. You can only turn off abilities. Abilities and traits are different, you guys. Yeah, Rick, that's what we did on stream yesterday. You have to edit them. You can't just do what we're doing here. But are we really gonna say that Justin Jefferson doesn't get even like aggressive? I think he's a. What would you guys think? If we're gonna give one of these three to Justin Jefferson, what one would it be? Possession, rack, or aggressive? It's almost like the rest of the game out, yeah. But I saw a lot of people saying, like, turn them off. Like, I have the abilities turned off. You can't turn off, I mean, unless I miss something, you can't turn off traits. But I love the traits, because these are tendencies. This is what make players feel unique. Yo, Anthony, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate that. Possession. That's what I was kind of feeling too, but I wanted some... I was feeling more possession, excuse me. But hold on, can you turn off traits? I like the traits though, because they're like, it's like a tendency thing. I'm fine with no abilities. Like, I would have liked to have the abilities because, you know, it's a feature. But where can we turn off traits? So here's where you can turn off superstar abilities, but there's nothing to turn off traits. Yeah, you're good. We already have, or we're in turn abilities off. Oops. So yeah, traits are a big deal because that's what gives players uniqueness, and quarterbacks all have like 5 or 6 of them. You know, certain ones, but then you have running backs with 1 or none, wide receivers with none, or, you know, 1 or none. Jonathan, I have no idea how to do wear and tear. Maybe before we play games against a team, we have to go add them. Morant, I think that's a really good way to look at it. Instead of feeling overwhelmed and having to do it all at once, just do it as a team by team basis. That's what I used to do with the quarterback edits. But, I mean, yeah, there's no wear and tear in here. There's no, hold on. There's no wear and tear. There's no positional wear and tear. There's the traits issue. I mean, you guys know how I feel about absolute abilities. We can turn those off. Home field advantage. I turned it off by default. Did they change? I don't remember. Did they change anything home field advantage, or is it still unrealistic BS? Mr. B, I love the traits concept. I just think they implemented it very poorly. How are you going to have all these top tier players not have traits, or even have only 1? These guys should have 2 or 3. Anyway, we're gonna test something on stream. We're gonna test a couple things. Made a little decent progress last night. Still up in the air about. Here, we'll go through it with you guys. So we're still not touching any actual gameplay sliders right now. Haven't done anything there. I always bump up punt power and punt accuracy. It's just kind of needed. So we have everything inside here from the main menu. Where I've left off currently might get changed is offside at 40. I actually just put face mask at 25 before I fired up. There's so many weird broken tackles that I want to get a little bit more wrap-up tackles. So that's why we're going down to 25. And I haven't touched holding yet. This is what we are using as the pass block slider. The lower you go on holding, the better the pass blocking, the higher the worst. So the worse it gets. So yeah, and then DPI, that's another one. So DPI is typically the way it goes is the lower you go, the better the coverage, the higher, the worse the coverage. But you can have some other impacts with it, like quarterbacks pushing the ball down the field a little bit more, depending on how you have it set. I heard, Shane, that slow sim is broken after halftime. I know sim stats are bad. I literally have, I'm planning on doing a State of Madden 26 franchise video where I discuss nothing with gameplay. It's all franchise. And we're going to talk about the wear and tear positional settings. We're going to talk about player traits. We're going to talk about slow sim at halftime. We're going to talk about simulation stats. We're going to talk about the player ratings, because it's not just the defensive tackles that skyrocket. Derrick Henry jumps up too. So there's something going on there. You know, we're going to talk all about that. So what we're going to do is we are going to compare a 99 DPI versus a 0 DPI. We're going to just test this one slider at a time. Like Kurt is talking strictly about gameplay, and he's not wrong. The gameplay in this game is very good. But if you add all the great gameplay and then you make our franchise mode shit, you really aren't doing us any favors, right? You could have the great gameplay, and then if our franchise mode has all these aspects that make it really kind of difficult to go long term into franchise, like, you know, trade issues, all that stuff. Yeah, that dude Ray, it's good stuff, man. Yeah, hi, by the way, sis. Yeah, thank you for shout out to you over on Twitch, man. I heard something about Lamar Jackson. Like, someone said that they recovered a fumble off a punt. It was Lamar Jackson. He was out on the punt team. Like, there's just so much not good right now with franchise. And the thing is, you can't really start your franchise because they're not going to patch that in and fix that stuff. Yeah, Eric, I talk to Soft Drink pretty often. I actually talked to him yesterday. He actually DM'd me the clip before he put it up there, like the little 3-minute clip. Soft Drink's good stuff, man. I'm glad I've built a relationship with him. He's a little bit harder on the games than I am, but still good shit. Well, let's play a game, huh? And let's just hope that do you guys want to see me play a little bit too, or since we're testing the CPU, do you care if we just do defense only? Mr. B, how do you do a profile reset? So I actually dropped a video on this. I did it for college football, but it applies to Madden. I think it was called This Dynasty Hack, or hold on, let me tell you what it's called. I forget what I named my videos, man. Something catchy. Yeah, I released it 5 days ago. It's called This Dynasty Hack is a Must. That'll teach you how to do the profile delete. It's the exact same for Madden. Exact same. Chili, I see you. We'll get to both. Let's just start off with this because this probably won't take that long. JD3, I just need to see the CPU run the ball. That's the goal, man. My biggest thing right now is if this reverts to how it was doing me last night, I'm gonna be so mad. Because I know the fix and I can't do it while I'm streaming. Alright, so what we're doing right now is we are going to compare a 99 DPI versus 0 DPI later. Now, before you guys make your opinions, you know, we want to focus in strictly on gameplay, because I can tell you right now, it does not impact the call rate. You will see as many DPI calls at 0 as you will with it at 99, if not more. If not more. It does not change the call rate. And we're going to throw in some shells and stuff, because I really want to see what we're looking for at the DPI is to see, does Baker push the ball down the field a little bit more? Does it impact the throws that he takes, makes, anything whatsoever regarding Baker alone? We should probably get someone right over. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I forget that they do the quarterback sneak now, man. And it took me, I didn't even know all day yesterday that the 4-2-5 was in this playbook, because it's all the way at the bottom. Ooh. So I like the pass attempt. Should have been picked, but I'm okay with the drop. We can't have all of them. But let's just make sure that everything is kosher over here. Yep, they're doing moves. See them doing moves? They're trying to get, see them? There's a third down. He can QB sneak at midfield. I like it. I'm cool with it. Oh. Put a guy in motion. Okay. He is pushing the ball down the field. He threw one that should have been intercepted, then he just threw that one that legit was. I can tell you, I played the matchup against the Bucks a lot yesterday, and I played it a little bit last night. Yeah, E-Paul, they just added that College Football 26 in the most recent update where they do the sneak. Baker was not slinging it like this, like those two plays. We'll see if it continues or if it's just like a just happenstance. You know, there I got him because I was in a shell and I fooled him. You can tell he did not know that I had that safety over there. Oh, good run, Bucky Irving. Good run. What do we want to do here? I kind of want him to run it again. Okay, he's definitely going deeper now. And that was dope. You had to quit playing College Football 26? 25 is so much better? No, Eric, no. Dude, the run-pass ratio in 25, god-awful. Quarterbacks took all... Like, the quarterback play in 26 so much better. Mason, did you find a way to make it so the defensive lineman's overalls were the right overalls and not nose tackle? You kind of just have to switch the scheme. I think that's all you have to do. I didn't actually look at it too much. I know that it's because they switched to nose tackle in the scheme. So if you change the team's scheme to where there's not a nose tackle position and it's defensive tackle, that should put them back, right? Let's do this. I mean, we've already seen him throw it 3 times down the field. Oh, okay, Bucky Irving. Fun factor for you? Yeah, man, you gotta do whatever makes you happy. I personally, I couldn't have as much fun on 25 because the XP, oh my goodness. Okay. Because the XP sliders and the player progression is so much worse in College Football 25 than in 26. You get about 8 sacks a game because the quarterbacks just turn and run backwards, and then they never run the ball. You'd see about 8 or 9, 10 runs a game, and so you just knew that they were passing it every time. You can turn on auto for that, Zuddy. But can't you put him in a scheme that does not have the nose tackle position? What does deleting profile do in Madden? It's the same as like if your cell phone has been acting up, been freezing, going slow, stuff like that, and you power it off and then power it on back in, and suddenly it is working fine now. It's like a reset, clears cache type of thing. I think that's the best way to explain it. You only play offense. Ah, okay. Then those things don't impact you. I get it, Eric. What do we want here? We're going to cover 3 shell, but we're going to be in cover 2. 3rd and 17. Yo, Alex, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming through. We're chilling, bro. We're chilling. It's in the franchise settings, Zuddy. I think it's just called I don't know. We'll take a look here when we back out and switch, because I don't remember what it's called. Auto progress talents. Auto progress. It's down in there somewhere. All right, let's take another look at Baker Mayfield. Now, I will say one thing I want to monitor too, because last year it had an impact, was the DPI being raised hurt the run-pass ratio. Okay. And they've only ran it 3 times. I feel like they got like a 9-3 or a... It's a pretty rough run-pass ratio to start. We'll see if it balances out. But I do like the way Baker's flinging the football down the field. He's taking sacks, though. That's 2 already. Nine to 3, yeah. So we got a pretty rough run-pass ratio to start. But because we get through this so quickly, we'll get to halftime and kind of compare, and then we'll run it at 0 and see the difference. And maybe 50 is where we want to have it, or very close to 50. Maybe we don't need to actually have it as an extreme, but the extreme is the best way to test it, right? It doesn't make sense to have something at 50 and then be like, okay, well, what's the impact at 55 or 45? it's so minimal that it's tough to see. So you want to go really high, really low. D Hill, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you coming through, man. Yo, what's up, Russ? Welcome to the stream. And see, that's the next thing, Powers, that it'll be is like, all right, compare 100 or 99 to 0, and then you kind of work your way up 25, 75, because those base versus the, holy smokes. Well, they're running the football. The Blue Soldier, welcome to the stream, man. Just got here. What slider are we testing right now? So I have a bunch of sliders already. Well, I have a bunch of auto subs kind of set, pretty locked in on the auto subs. Now we're just testing penalties. So right now it's the impact of the defensive pass interference slider. Currently we have it maxed out, and Baker has been slinging it a little bit. Not a lot of dinks and dunks. Running game still looks good. That's Rashad White getting a carry. Did you figure out the user pass rush moves? Yeah, D Hill, it was just my game. The game, Madden, whatever it was, I don't know. I had to do I did a profile delete, and it fixed it. It was no setting that I had. It wasn't anything else. It was just the game was just glitched or something, and I needed a profile delete. Which, don't get me wrong, I make videos on profile deletes because I am very aware of what they do, what their impact is. I just wasn't expecting to need to do one day one of the game's release. But I am glad that it fixed it. He says you have to be insane to mess with sliders on this game. No. It's a passion, man. I like taking something and making it the best version that I feel like I can make it. I enjoy that. Like, I can't if there's something that's standing out to me in a game, I can't enjoy it. Like quarterbacks dinking and dunking, or last year even with the CPU and those run back sacks, dude. I can't enjoy that stuff. It's so bad. We got one more possession from Baker in here. I haven't ran any stunts yet. No, I didn't take it as a diss. I know it's for certain people. There's a truth. There's not a lot of people that really like sliders or making sliders, man. That's why there's really, I mean, if you were to list the 5 most common or thought of slider creators for Madden college football, right? You'd have Matt 10, you'd have, I mean, when you look at, okay, Baker. I mean, there's definitely, I mean, Armor and Swords on Operation Sports isn't doing anything on YouTube, but he's been around for a hot minute. Matt 10L is very popular over on Operation Sports. He does have a YouTube channel, doesn't really do much on it anymore. Shady Mike's been around for a long time. I would like to think me and then Pop Boys started doing sliders too. Playmakers, he's been around over there for a long time too, man. He's been around on, he took a couple of years off, and when he took off those years, he came back and people didn't remember who he was because all the OGs on Operation Sports left for the same reason that I left. Love that throw, love that catch. That was dope. The Blue Soldier, it used to be a thing in NFL 2K5. Never really in a Madden game. Yeah, Armor and Swords has been over there for damn near 20 years, man. Okay, Bucky, it just juked the hell out of me. Playmakers, he did stuff on Pro too, man. That was always kind of interesting. He was a pro. I mean, build sliders on Pro too. But once I got away from, you know, doing all the gameplay sliders and went this route of auto subs, penalties, and stuff like that, you know, I can't go down to Pro because you just can't make it competitive enough. And the other thing is, the gameplay is so inconsistent when you mess with the gameplay sliders. When you mess with a ton of them, the gameplay is so inconsistent. No. It's our third sack. I like that with this method, the gameplay is so consistent because you're not manipulating players' ratings with gameplay sliders. I want to see what happened there. I want to take a look. When you're messing with gameplay sliders, you're effectively messing with the player's ratings. And all that stuff's going under the hood is gonna cause issues. We didn't even have a good passer. She had time to throw. I'm looking to see if my guys are doing, like, they were trying. Would have loved to see him chuck it up to number 9 right here. Glenn, dude, he's at 60% completion percentage. This is their last possession of the half, so we're just gonna take a look at stats. Yeah, man, I appreciate you for trying it because people think I'm crazy. They say that it's crazy. It's tinfoil hat. It doesn't, you know, they don't even want to try it. They just look at it and say no. So he's 9 for 15. He's slinging it. Look at that, 8.6 yards per attempt. Slinging it. Now, we obviously, the things we don't like here, 3 sacks and a half, 2 interceptions. Is that absurd? No. Could those numbers balance out in the second? Not the interceptions, but the sacks. He could finish with only taking 3 sacks. But we have a baseline to look at for him. And then the rushing, 9 carries. They ended up having 10 carries. So the run-pass ratio, 15 to 10, not bad at all. We'll take that. We'll take that. 3.8 yards a carry with 12 right here. They ended up having 10 for 47 as a team. Well, not even counting his 2 scrambles, but the 2 design runs, or the 2 backs with design runs, 4.7 yards per carry. Here's what I don't like. 5 broken tackles. That's way too many. Way too many. True, you're testing DPI at 0. 2 for 6. Is he throwing it deep though? So last year I liked, and we're gonna get out of here real quick. Last year I had DPI at 0, and I felt like the CPU threw it deeper. Mr. B, oh yeah, you're right. I should have counted the 3 sacks. And then, yep, you're right, 2010. Yep, you're 100% right. That's a good catch. Ryan, we're on All Pro, man. All Madden yesterday just left a lot to be desired. Let me remind myself what I have here. 35, 25, 40. Okay, that's all we need. So we go down here and we can go off. 35. We're going to try this at 0. We're going to put face mask. We had this at 40. Nothing else. The lowering face mask was supposed to lower the broken tackles. You feel like the pass rush was easier with it on 0? I mean, we sacked him 3 times on 9. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna see here. And we're going to, just to keep things kosher, we're going to have everything the exact same. So that's why I did a little reset there. We'll go in here. Let it save on the bottom. There we go. Alright, now we'll just compare again. That's all it is. Maybe there'll be nothing different. Maybe there'll be something. This is kind of how the process is. And you can't do it with one team. You have to do it, you know, with multiple different ones. But you get an idea. Modern Sports Gamer, I tried building sliders for All-American this year. I did it last year. The CPU couldn't run the ball in All-American this year. Could not find the balance there, and that's why I ended up going to Heisman. If the CPU could run the ball on All-American, I would have been on All-American this year. That's literally the only reason I went to Heisman. And then I started off on All Madden here because I'm on Heisman in college football. But saw too much crap yesterday. Weird question. How do you decide what team you want to use to watch? So the Falcons were one of my 5 teams I was considering for my franchise this year. And they ended up falling out of the running. And so that's why I ended up using them for a test. I want to double check something here. Make sure we're still getting them trying to do something here. Yep, alright, they're trying. Yeah, Mr. B, I have them set right now. I might change them, but I'm pretty content with where they're at for least testing penalties right now. The short explanation, I will give you that. I don't really go into the weed work on that just because how do I say this without... I'm the only slider guy that uses auto subs for gameplay, right? And there are people out there, I know for a fact, and I'll call them competition because they are, right? They don't understand how it works. The moment they do, they'll start stealing stuff and using it, you know. But Mr. B, what I can tell you, because I've told this many times, the auto subs can impact 2 things depending on how they're set: a player's aggression and a player's discipline. How they how disciplined they are in the play, and then how aggressive they are in the play. Good pass breakup. The Blue Soldier, that ended up being, that was on live. I talked about that at the end of the video yesterday. And that was happening to me, but nobody else. And I did a profile delete and it fixed it because I haven't changed anything. And you can see them using moves right here. Like literally, number 98 just jumps off the line and he tries to do a swim move. And you look over here, number 54, he's trying to get through. Let's see what number 11 does here. You can see they're trying. You know what I mean? It's different now. I like that throw there too. I'll be cover 3. So remember, cover DPI 0 should mean better pass coverage, which last year it helped them throw the ball deeper. It definitely seemed that way. But also you have to wonder, did it impact him going, or could it impact him going deep, or did it lead to more checkdowns? Does it impact run pass ratio? Van House Life, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Sim Gaming Network. Yeah, I like how all pros playing, Colby. Mr. B, they do not have any pass rush traits applied. None. Glenn, what do you mean 20,001? There's our first sack. Thank you, Modern Sports Gamer. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's look at this here. Look at them. They're using their moves, man. They just collapsed the pocket, and I'm fine with that. Look at number 17. Used his moves. This is what they weren't doing yesterday. Here's Walker. Used his moves. What coach, cornerback coach? I haven't touched it thinking. Glenn, we're actually at a lot more than that. If my thing will load here. What is going on? We're at 20,038. Which still just blows my freaking mind, you guys. We got a third and long, we're zone blitzing. Oh, he's going deep. Good pass breakup. Does cornerback 1 guard wide receiver 1 yet? So that'd be Terrell versus Mike Evans, yeah. Terrell's lined up over there. Evans is lined up right here. So he didn't follow him here. The Blue Soldier, it's just one of those, you know, people have their favorite slider creators, right? So they don't need to go find, they don't go looking for other slider creators, you know? It's like, you got people, like for example, last year, I hit up Mr. Hurricane. He followed me on X. I followed him back, of course. And I was like, hey, you know, would you like to try my sliders? He's like, oh, I'm already using Matt 10s. I'm gonna stick with them. I was like, hey, no worries, man. I shot my shot this year because I got my sliders out within a week. He was already on Matt 10s and he's locked in, you know, and, you know, so you got a guy like Mr. Hurricane who is promoting Matt 10s, is using Matt 10's work, and I can't even get my foot in the door because he likes it so much, you know, and that's not I mean, I love Mr. Hurricane. I love his work. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that are like that. They got their person, they stick with them. So they don't go looking for other people. So that's why this space, hitting 20,000 in this space, feels surreal to me because it's really hard, because you got the people who love Matt 10 and are only going to use him. They got people who love Shady Mike, only going to use Shady. You got people that love Pop Boy are going to use Pop Boy. You got people that are on OS only and are only going to use Armor and Swords. You know, they're not looking to try anything else from anybody else. They got their favorites, which is fine, because I got people that feel that way about me too. But that's why it takes a little bit while to oh shit. These aren't bad sacks. I will say that. The 3 sacks that we got yesterday, or the last game, excuse me, they weren't horrible sacks. Like, he didn't really have anywhere to go with the football. Eric, you found me on OS? Man, you've been spinning around for a while, bro. I haven't been on OS in a hot minute. Oh no, so many broken tackles, man. So many broken tackles. Banned a lot of different names, that's hilarious. Their offense feels more potent. Now, we just had that play, but on the DPI 99, they only scored a field goal, I think, right? Big Papa, face mask 99 seems to clean up. My guy's out here testing for me, and he's not even telling me? What's the impact in the run game, though, Big Papa? Eric, you're a couple years older than me. Okay. Yeah, I got started on Operation Sports in the PS3 days, like Madden 08, Madden 09 era is when I first got going over there. Hollywood Sports gave me a shout out on his channel the other day. I was in his live stream and he shouted me out. Are you referring to then, or are you referring to like a YouTube video that he uploaded? Hollywood's my guy, man. That's one thing I will say. I've been able to make some really cool friendships and relationships from doing this, man. I became friends with Hollywood. I became friends with Smitty, OG Smitty. I became friends with Sim F Ball Critic. I became friends with Pee Wee the Plug on the 2K space. I'm building a relationship, in friendship with Soft Drink. I'm slowly but surely building a relationship with Bordeaux. Like, he doesn't follow me on X yet, but we've had a couple conversations on there, messages in the DMs and stuff like that. So it's cool to just build some friendships regardless of what happens, Hollywood is my first ever guest on my podcast that I tried to launch and kind of gave up on. So I think that's a placebo effect, Glenn, because holding up is gonna worsen pass block. Lowering it makes it better. That's why we have pass blocking set lowered in college football, because there were so many sacks, right? Because the insta sheds from the defensive tackles before the most recent patch. And that's why we dropped holding down to 40 or lower if you needed it, was because it helped with the sacks. Dude, I really, just really wanted to get in the podcast space. And I had some people on, man. So I had Hollywood, I had Smitty, I had Sim Football Critic, I had Black Cobra. I mean, these aren't all Madden guys, right? So I had some 2K people on here. Black Cobra did his thing, came on for me. I got The Goods came on, another 2K guy. I had Maximum Micah, the game day dev for, I couldn't Maximum Micah, but I had Micah. He was the gameplay dev for Maximum Football and he left, but he was the dev over there. I had the SGN Hub on. And then I have my good friend Scorpio Sky. First time loading the game, does performance someone better? Not that I know. I go visuals though. An overthrow. What? What's up, BV? I'm at default 10 for injuries currently. I don't watch WWE, I watch AEW because my guy Scorpio. That's it. He hasn't really been on much the last couple of years, though. He did come back a couple weeks ago. I only watch AEW for him. Oh, Baker, no! A lot of WWE fans I've noticed, like, in the space, man. I think that's pretty cool. AEW is amazing. So we don't have the interceptions. Has he thrown it as deep? Has he been as aggressive? Quaface 1525. I think I said that tonight. Oh, good run. I did like wrestling in the 90s when I was a kid, though. I did. I was a huge fan of Booker T, man. Schwally just called the ATL Detroit game injury. First time I think that's ever happened. Is it me, or does it seem like he is not as aggressive with his throws? Anybody else? Am I tripping on that, or does anybody have any other insight on that? Dakota, can you dig it? Yeah, that's hilarious. Man, we start talking about wrestling and we got all these like first time chatters coming out of the woodwork, man. I love it. Mr. B, thank you. Yeah, it seems like a lot more quick hitters. A lot more underneath stuff. That's what I'm feeling like too, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't. Well, he was going really deep before. Remember that though? It wasn't all of them like 40 yards down the field. He's getting rid of it a little quicker too. I think we've only sacked him one time. There's number 2, I think. That's our third sack. Okay. So sack totals seem to be the same, whether... So the DPI isn't impacting sacks. Look at the moves, man. I'm so happy. All right, that's going to be the end of that. It's 3rd and 18. We'll just take a look. His completion percentage is way up. (13 to 17), and their run pass ratio is actually worse, significantly. So this is where we got to see Is it a fluke? Real Six Sports Gaming, the gameplay on the field. Good. Yeah, but that's because that broken tackle, though, Mr. B. That was inflated because that broken tackle. He was overall going shorter and shorter and shorter. They just need some franchise stuff. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna just just rinse and repeat. Crap, I gotta remember what I'm at. 40, 25, and then 90. Okay. Yeah, the Mike Evans broken play, exactly. That inflated it. Let's go off 35. Now we're gonna go back to 99. Put this back to 25 just to keep it the same. I know Big Papa's testing. And we're down to 40 here. Yo, what's up, Lupus? Welcome to stream. Appreciate you coming through. Ryan, I did a profile delete. That's all it was. It was so stupid. Stupidest thing I've ever seen, man. Oops, not play the moment. Play defense. I hate that play the moment's the first one. Alright, now let's see. Did we get flukes or did we get something legit? Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Alright. Want to test this again. It's Friday night, man. We got to get a chilada up in here. They are so freaking good, man. If you know, you know. I know we got some underage viewers in here. One day, when you are able, chiladas, man. Yeah, the Raiders should trade for Terry McLaurin. They need a wide receiver. You reloaded, I see. So, when I went out of town this week, I went out for work, but I went down to a town that my buddy lives in. And I stayed with him, even though I was there for work. And, yeah, I bought a little 12-pack. I thought he liked chiladas, and I was like, we're going to go through these, because I spent 2 nights there. He did not like them, so I didn't even drink one, so I got them all here. And the thing is, for me personally, chiladas are dangerous. Because they're so freaking good. You forget that there's alcohol in them. Arcadius Haskins. So, I'm a fan of the gameplay. The gameplay is the best gameplay we've ever had. But the franchise mode has so many issues. Yo, what's up, Matt? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming through. N890, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Long time no see. And I might have to loosen up the coverage with the auto subs. If I like DPI 99 overall for how he plays, I might just need to loosen up with the auto subs, which is fine. I can definitely do that. I do have them set kind of high. Or aggressive, you know what I mean? Aggressive, whatever. Which is what is kind of doubling down on it. Get the edge. There we go. So the run pass ratio was slightly better. Kellen, what do I think about the Steelers this year? I mean, they'll be a playoff team. We know that. You know, I'm a Packers fan, right? So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a special place in my heart. I wish him success other than when he plays us, I think in week 8. I mean, he ended up having decent numbers last year, but it was like the second half of the season and it all led to nothing. Like, they couldn't win any games. First year back after Achilles injury. I mean, I think he could be really good this year. I do. But he could also have the age just really starts to show up on him, you know? I haven't, you know, and that's where it's tough to say with what to expect from the Steelers, because it's going to come down to Aaron Rodgers' performance. And we haven't really seen the highlights out of camp from him like we were seeing when he was with the Jets, both years. Like, he was just throwing darts. I mean, he was slinging it. He was tearing up defenses. They couldn't stop him. It was all training camp, whatever, but still. I haven't really been seeing those highlights come out of Pittsburgh yet. Zach, I'm on 1320 right now, same as college football. I mean, I haven't even checked it because I haven't really been playing full games. I've just been, hold on, we gotta blitz everybody here. Crap. Oh no, he's in shotgun. Cool. I'm on 1320, but I haven't ran numbers on that yet. Off target throw. I agree with you on that. Be better than average. The thing that I noticed last year with him on the Jets, and it was the same with him his last year in Green Bay, it seemed like he was scared to throw the football a lot. Like, he didn't interpret players were open, so he held on to it. Now, unless I broke down the all-22, which I didn't, he may very well could have been right. There could have been nobody open, and anywhere he threw it was going to risk an INT or something like that. But to me, it just felt like there's too many instances that he's hanging on to it. And this last year with Green Bay, I can get, he didn't have a wide receiving core. But last year with the New York Jets, he had Garrett Wilson. I mean, he had Devontae Adams. There was no issue. There shouldn't have been no issue with those guys getting open. And there were still times that they'd call plays, and it's like no one would be open for him to throw to. Jordan Love's problem is he's inconsistent. And he's got accuracy issues. He's either hot with his accuracy, or he's just a little high or a little behind on his throws. We're gonna blitz here. Do we want to man? It's 3rd and 7. We got to man up. We're gonna hit him with a shell though. Cover 0, and we're gonna hit him with a stunt. I like that throw. I was on 12. I was on 12-20 last year, Glenn. It worked really well. I do feel like we had some new people tuning into the live stream. I just want to say thank you for coming through the live stream, and hopefully the music doesn't bother you, man. That we're just vibing, man, and we just throwing some vibes, and hopefully you're cool with that. Hopefully you can kind of see what we're going for here. Yeah, Elijah, you want to know what it was? You want to know what it was, Elijah? Someone tell him. Someone tell Elijah how stupid it was, please. Yeah, lots of checkdowns. I'm almost thinking that DPI is not really having the impact we are hoping for. Or is because I just did the switch, lots of screens. Madden's a lot easier so far. Yeah, I haven't seen deep throws this game. We really haven't. Let's take a look. His completion percentage is still high. Elijah, I did a profile delete. That's all it was. 10 of 13. Look at that average, 4.3. What the hell? The run-pass ratio isn't good, though. 5. Look at that, 5 for 5. Something's off on that. We're throwing this one out. Something's definitely off. Because that's just completely different. We were getting good yards per carry, both DPI'd 0 and 99. And then that time we don't. Like, it's not even decent. I have everything. We're gonna just rinse and repeat. We're gonna try it again. The fact that it was all checkdowns and then they couldn't even run the ball. That's a little off. We're gonna completely back out of the franchise. And then we're gonna load in. Well, Elijah, you wouldn't think it either, right? It's the first day the game dropped. And I have IG off. And I can't even do a profile delete while I'm streaming, because it'll, well, as soon as I close out the game, my stream ends. Because I'm streaming from console. Do you think everyone should play on All-American? Jonathan, you're talking about College Football 26. My set's on Heisman over there. Because the CPU, to this point, has not been able to run the football on All-American. If I could get the CPU to run the football on All-American, I would revisit it, because the quarterback play on All-American is 1,000 times better. Libras and Lions, slider adjustments make the game a lot worse. Depends on what you're adjusting, dude. But I've never seen you in here before, so chances are you don't know how I do things. And so that statement makes sense. All right. Out of the franchise issues that I've seen, what do I think will be fixable? Well, they better... Traits have to be. Ain't no way they can leave that one. Traits have to be. Wear and tear has to be. I don't think they'll touch sim stats. GK, the testing was done with players in pads. And are you saying that because players 40 times are with them not in pads? It wasn't just about that though too. Like the testing that wasn't done by me, he tested just other lengths, and it wasn't just about hitting the right speed times. It was about the difference in speed that it had on the other players rated lower, like the gaps that were there and what it did to them. Because I asked that because I wanted to go 20 speed threshold, and he dropped the information in the Discord of what happened, what the impact was, and was on 20 threshold, like, and that's why ultimately wasn't an option. So it's not just about like, oh hey, yeah, that testing for 17 speed threshold, they're running this 40 time here, but 40 times are them in shorts and a t-shirt, not in pads. So what's the adjustment for that? There isn't one. It wasn't about 100% the 40 time, the realistic 40 time as far as in pads. It was also about the difference between a 99, 98, 97, 96, etc., etc., etc. Yo, Corey, what's going on, man? Welcome to stream. Long time no see. Welcome. Yo, what's up, Sean? I don't know, Libras. I feel like we're getting there. I mean, now if you try doing it off of all Madden, I understand where you're at because I abandoned all Madden. But all American feels pretty good. Jonathan, I haven't noticed wear and tear. And that's the thing that's super crazy is, I mean, I know it's here because it'll pop, you can see players getting hurt and stuff, but I have no idea what's dictating their wear and tear since it's not in the franchise mode and we have no way of adjusting it. Cosmo, I'm on All Pro. All Madden was just a no for me. I might revisit it later. But for now, it's a no. Yo, Evan, what's up? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate that. Happy Friday to you, man. Rogue, they've been running. I mean, our first stream, or our first game testing this, they ran the ball pretty well. Second one, they ran the ball pretty well. Last one, it was weird. They ran it 5 times for 5 carries for 5 yards, but everything was off that last one. And it might be where we get into too many quits and restarts versus the same team. That does happen. And if we're still seeing more of the Sam Baker's 100%, we might just move on to another team, honestly. He's 5. Yeah, it's not playing right. So we'll move on to another team. I think that's just kind of where it gets to sometimes. when you do the back out, restart, back out, over and over and over again. I haven't touched a single slider shown. We're up. Penalties and auto subs is it, man. Well, I was trying to get... I started off on all Madden this year. It just... Can't you feel the stiffness in this game versus Call it? No, because they made the movement the exact same. That's what's interesting to me. No, because the wear and tear in College football is not... No one's figured out the correct method yet. Everyone has their wear and tear for, like, your tackle impacts. Like, I'll show you guys what's the tricky part. The wear and tear part that's tricky, and in Madden it's even different because they don't have... Here's your healing reserve pool scale. They don't even have the week-to-week in here, by the way. Which, because it's not in franchise mode. But the part... This is the part that... Like, these parts up here. The tackle, all the impact stuff, pretty self-explanatory. People understand that. Per play, per timeout, per quarter, per half recovery, we understand that. What people don't understand is the week-to-week and healing reserve pool. Here's why. Healing reserve pool scale, 50. Set the amount of healing that can be done per game. 0 being no healing per game. 100 being most healing allowed. And I struggled with this, and I think a lot of people did too. Reserve pool. That means there's an amount of healing that a player has tied to him that can be done throughout a season. And if you increase your reserve pool scale, or the week-to-week and this healing reserve is in-game, week-to-week is between games. If you increase this, they will heal more in games and be good in-game, but then they won't have that pool to pull from week-to-week, and they pull from the same pool. The problem is, this is an invisible pool. We have no idea what the percentage is at. We have no idea how fast it depletes for players, so we can play around with all these up here and get good in-game rotations and all that stuff. But we have no idea. Should we have in-game reserve pool? Like, what this means is if their wear and tear is getting pretty substantial in the fourth quarter, and they have their per quarter recovery, and it's not enough to get them on the field, they'll pull from this to get them there. But when it pulls from this, then it pulls from their pool they have for the full season to recover and get better. And once that's depleted, it's gone. It's not coming back till next season, even if you sit them. And because there's no way to track this, the pools that they have to pull from, it's almost an impossible thing to set. Big Papa, fill me in why. I mean, I had 3 sacks in those halves. It wasn't egregious, so I'm just real quick before I do it. I mean, I trust you. Are you just curious, or is there a method to the madness here? Here's the sliders, Jay. We're not touching them yet. Just penalties and auto subs so far. Did I have timeout? Oh yeah, that's it. I hadn't touched anything else. Well, holding impacting the run? That should be offsides. But I'll trust you. We're going to keep it on 99. I can't though. Because we're comparing it to how we tested before. What are you testing DPI on, Big Papa? But the thing is, Glenn, you love it in college football, but in Madden, here's the hang up with turning off wear and tear. Here's the sneaky thing that they did. I'm gonna trust my guy Big Papa. We'll go here. Here's the sneaky thing that they did, you guys. And this is why it's not as simple as just turning it off. Oh, someone asked me. Auto progress players on. There should be one for auto progress coach. Unless they got rid of that. Oh, maybe they did get rid of it. There used to be one. It was auto progress traits, or it was what it was. And it was down in here. Like, you could just have it auto. Anyway, what I was gonna say. Is it really not in here? Okay. Just verifying that's really not in here. The traits isn't in there. Auto progress players is in here. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, this is what they did to us this year. Where's it at? Crap. So right here we have wear and tear on. Progressive fatigue is turned off. If you turn wear and tear off, progressive fatigue goes on. If you turn progressive fatigue off, wear and tear goes on. So you have to have one or the other. Here's the thing though. We know that in college football, wear and tear seems to only impact the user. It doesn't impact the CPU. And so you're kind of at like a disadvantage there, right? There's no impact to CPU with wear and tear. It's just a user thing. Because we don't see the CPU doing rotations. We don't see the CPU having players with wear and tear issues and stuff like that. I'm fairly certain that progressive fatigue in Madden did impact the CPU players. I don't know. For just something to think about. For now, we'll leave it there. I'm very disappointed that they got rid of the auto upgrades here. I hated progressive fatigue. I always had it off, but now you have to have one or the other. CPU wouldn't have key players in. I gotta do defense only. Oh, I know. I always had progressive fatigue off. I was just pointing out that wear and tear doesn't seem to impact the CPU at least in college football. But progressive fatigue does. That's all I was pointing out. Kavanta Taylor, what have I missed? Just testing DPI, man. Trying to get an idea what we're going to go with there. All right, so Big Papa, you're telling me you've been on 99 DPI and holding at 40. We'll see how it goes. Supreme, yeah, the issue that I have with Madden 26 is not the gameplay. It's franchise mode, man. So outside of that, yeah, I really like the gameplay. I think it's very solid, and it's going to be a little bit easier to build a slider set off of because of how good the actual gameplay is. Just needs a couple things here, a couple things there, right? But the franchise aspect, like, you can't even start your franchise with the trait issue because they can't patch that in. We got to make sure my guys are still doing their moves. Drop this down to 40. I'm all nervous. All right, so 54 did try. He tried his move. They tried. Tested 99 DPI now. You can't edit traits though in the roster, Flacco. So that's what I was gonna do. So after I made that video last night, I was like, I was like, hey, brilliant idea. I'm just gonna go, because it's more than just the edge, right? Edge is the one that you can't add the correct ones to without doing a position change. But there's other issues with it. I was like, I'm just gonna go through and edit traits for all these players, and then I'll have a roster I can give to people. No, you cannot assign or edit traits in the main menu. Only... we gotta be in man here. Only in franchise. Anthony Q Ford, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. Oh no. Big Papa, did you have any feedback for me on the Face Mask 99? It'd be nice if we could assign both abilities, Superstar X or X Factor, Superstar abilities, X Factors, and player traits in main menu so that people could have custom rosters and just upload them for people, like 2K. Now, all that you can do from a roster is just edit the ratings. I'll be honest with you guys, their ratings, I'm very happy with how they have the game rated. The players spread out, stuff like that. Aiden, I will tell you right now, you shouldn't even be in your real franchise yet, man. Because it's not just the traits, Aiden. Sim stats are completely busted. We don't even have wear and tear in the game. Oh, Mr. B, yeah, you'll be fine. You could share career file with traits adjusted. Oh my god, dude, you'd be the hero, man. Tackles were almost all wraps, but it did hurt the run. Got rid of the bouncing off hits, though. But we don't have to necessarily go to 99, right? We could go to... Which is interesting, because Face Mask higher is more big hits, and lower is supposed to be more wrap-up tackles, because they're not going for the big hit. That's what's so interesting to me, that you're saying that raising the Face Mask is doing the opposite of what it's always done for us. You can't share cross-platform? Are you sure? Well, that they're supposed to earn traits, Kavanta, but the issue is a lot of the good players in Madden already don't have any traits. So there's crossplay in Madden, but not file share crossplay. Ooh. Mr. B, though, here's a question. On PC, with all the stuff they can do, couldn't you get like a script on PC that would allow you to, in the main menu, edit all the rosters outside of a career file, and then share it that way? Like the under the hood stuff? Howie, I am, hold on. Oh, good cut, Aaron Jones. I haven't shown the auto subs yet because, I mean, again, nothing's finalized. That's just kind of where I had them based on yesterday. And then depending on, you know, what penalty sliders I sit on or settle in on, I might go through and tweak a couple of the penalty or the auto subs, you know. But I haven't shown anything yet. After this stream, I can show you guys what I have. I'm not in beta access yet. I don't think I could say I'm in beta. We'll be damn close. And of course, once I get to beta, then that's just a YouTube members perk thing. The GOAT, what's up, man? Welcome to you checking in over from Twitch. Appreciate you. So yeah, most likely tonight when I get done testing, which we're not going to go too much longer because I am going to stream tomorrow for quite a bit. But this is like the one that I'll give out before I go into beta, and then once I'm in beta, it'll be a YouTube members get the updates until we get it finalized. But I'm more than happy to share what we got so far. It's most of the time what happens, people just do for 1 month because they want just like the one. They're like, oh, I just want this out right now, and they don't, you know, I get it. But yeah, we'll cover we'll cover where I'm at before I get... There's a drop right there. Powers is gonna freak out, man. We're at 50. There's just a Justin Jefferson. Made a drop here. Catching on default 50. Wow. Mini, that is correct. Will not negatively impact anything on Dynasty or franchise. It just deletes your profile. I don't guess pass or run ever. Oh, good move. Whoever that was, they were shifty, man. Hey, they're challenging. Yeah, he definitely got the first down there. Like I was confused when it said, "Hey, we're punting." I was like, "They're punting." I was like, "What?" Yeah, I never guess pass or run. I think that's stupid. Because I don't need to guess pass on 3rd and 10. Like, I know they're passing, and I think it's kind of stupid the boosts you get. And you do it in the most obvious scenarios. You get a boost. I don't like that. Man, run-pass ratio is cooked right now. Nothing there. 5 for 8. Here we go. I agree. I don't... I understand the mechanic for the online thing. Again, it's just one of those like, hey, can you kind of keep some of these mechanics outside of our franchise? They're not built for us. I'm just verifying that my guys are still... He does seem to have a lot longer to throw, but I want to make sure that the pass rush still looks good. See, here's the thing I don't like about the holding being trapped right now. Look at it, looks, that just doesn't, he does his moves, but see how there's no push anymore? There's a little bit of push and then boom, no push. And now the rush is going to be just from, they are utilizing their moves. He steps up. But it was just the push of collapsing the pocket is gone that we had before. Remember, we were getting some sacks before simply from collapsing the pocket. That's no longer there. I think I'm going to get rid of the 40 holding. I'm going to try what True just said and Power said before, 75 DPI. That seems to be one that people are, you know, we're in between the 99 and the 50. And we're going to go back here to 35. We're sitting there. We're going to go 75 here. Yeah, it's the traits heroes. Yeah, they don't have the traits. We're gonna leave. We had this down to 25. I'm gonna put face mask down to 0. We're gonna put offsides down to 40. Hold on, you just said you went back to 75 DPI. Daniel Jones was 3 for 5, which is very small, 60%, and he threw 2 deep shots out of the 5. Jonathan Taylor ran the ball well. What's there not to like? Timeout. On the 3 for 5 with 2 deep shots, what's there not to like? You had You had 5 pass attempts. I don't know if all 4 rush attempts were scrambles from Daniel Jones or if there was a design like read option there. Let's just assume 3 were scrambles, 1 was a read option. That would mean that's a really weird half, by the way. That's like not even 15 plays combined. Must be really, really short. Well, you said checkdowns. That makes no sense. You said it was 3 of 5. 2 deep shots. True, you're confusing the hell out of me, bro. Because you're saying you went back to 75 DPI. Daniel Jones had 5 pass attempts. 3 of them were completed. 2 of the 5 attempts were 2 bombs. 1 of them completed. Then Jonathan Taylor ran the ball 6 times for 37 yards with a 14-yard carry. And Daniel Jones had 4 attempts for 30. You know, so even if all 4 of those were designed passes, that's a 9-to-6 run-pass ratio. That's great. And if one of those was a designed run, that's an 8-to-7 run-pass ratio. But 13 minutes, 20-second runoff, you got 15 plays from the CPU in a half? That seems... I don't know. We're going to try this real quick. And then I'll show you guys what I got for XP slide or auto sub sliders. Again, subject to change. Some of them are pretty locked in. The ones that might be changing are like tight end, cornerback. Probably just those 2, honestly. Alright, so let's go. Play defense only. That's what I'm saying, Mr. I. That's why True is confusing the hell out of me. Because the numbers he threw up there got me, you know, got me a little excited. And then he said, no, didn't like it. It was horrible. Checkdowns only. And I'm like, but that doesn't make sense with what you just said. And they only had 3 completions. How is it checkdowns only? And one of them was a bomb. True, I don't know what you're smoking, bro, but don't smoke anymore. Alrighty. Crazy Ron, I'm thinking all pro, man. This is 0 face mask, but holding back at 50. I didn't like holding at 40 because it felt like I was seeing stonewalling. My guys were still using moves, but that push, you know, in the pocket wasn't there. And earlier, you know, when we were doing the first couple games, we did get 3 sacks and a half, but they weren't bad sacks. They were good sacks. There wasn't anything egregious there. And if anything, we just needed, you know, a little bit of a change to the coverage to open it up a little bit, or tweak the quarterback play a little bit to get him just to get rid of the ball, throw it away, something. You could cut back on one of those. But having the pocket get collapsed, you know, I like that. I haven't shown the auto subs yet, Jugabrew. I haven't posted anything for members yet, Jugabrew, because we're not in a beta yet. I was telling the chat just before you got here, I will enter beta tomorrow, and that'll just and we'll start going members only then. But tonight I will share what I have. Big Papa, on 50, we're constantly getting 7 or 8 sacks a game. I mean, but that could be... So I hear you on that, right? But let's look at if the O-line play is good. Like, look at this. This is really good pass rush. It's not like we're instantly in the backfield. This is legit, realistic, NFL-looking pass rush. I don't want to get rid of that. So if we're getting 7 or 8 sacks a game, which I was on pace for 6 sacks, right? How can we alleviate that without messing up what we got here? Right? Well, we can mess with the quarterback play. We know we got roughing the passer in our back pocket, right? We also could, even if we keep DPI high, like 99 or 75, which is supposed to open up coverage a little bit. We have some stuff, auto subs too, though, Big Papa. I would say let's touch the auto subs a little bit before we go to 45. I would say cornerback auto sub is at 25.75. Bring it up, go 50.75. Right? We could try to do some things to get him to get rid of it. Now, I like that he threw that there. And the coverage in here, you know, to be fair, coverage was pretty good. He gets the ball right here. Let's just do this. Drop back. Now imagine you are this quarterback. Roughing the passer's on default right now, Aiden. You are JJ McCarthy right now. Where are you throwing this football? This is locked up. This is pretty well covered. He looks like he's open, but you see number 11 here, so is he truly open? Justin Jefferson is wide open after that break, but the pressure got there. That's ultimately where he tried to go. Here's what I don't like, though. What kind of coverage were we in where Jalen Walker, our edge rusher, is covering Justin Jefferson? I mean, he's wide open off of this. It's just the pressure got to him. 305, what's up, man? Oh, we were in the wrong defense. That'll do that. But yeah, currently I like where the pass rush is at. Zero face mask is supposed to reduce the amount of broken tackles. It helps the run game. Oh my. Helps the run game too. Well, they go for more wrap-up tackles. They're supposed to go for more, like, legit tackles where the higher the face mask, it's more aggressive, more lay the wood, hit you with hit sticks, stuff like that, which is, you know, has its pros and cons. They both have their pros and cons. Yo, Aiden, I appreciate that, man. Can we look at a player's traits? Someone just asked, what does JJ have? He's rated pretty low, so I don't know if... Can we actually look? Nope, there's nothing to see his traits. Oh, I want to do this. So here I can at least do this. I want to go keep fresh, grind it out, grind it out, grind it out. You might need the full 10 for Madden. That's hilarious. Yeah, man, normally the 10-hour trial was good for, like, you know, if it was 3 days early access. So you could split up 10 hours between 3 days, no problem, right? Now it's a week. That's a little bit harder to do. Yep, it sure does, Big Pop. I noticed that last night. I was playing around with it. See, look at that. That's just good push. I don't want to get rid of that. I don't know if you guys see this stuff the way I do, or maybe you're not looking for it like I look for it, which I don't expect you to. But look at this. So right off rip, we got guys, they're trying to do moves. Thank God that that's straightened out for me. But look at right here, number 90. Hits with the bull rush, and he's blocked, but he's pushing their right guard back into JJ McCarthy. When we dropped holding to 40, that got rid of this. And so it does what we think it was going to do. But see how here it's a more natural looking pass rush. The guys, they're getting, no one gets a straight up insta shed or a win. But look at how the players are able to collapse guys in on JJ McCarthy here. I like that. I don't want to lose that. I think there's definitely things that we can do. If, you know, staying this route, there's too many sacks. There's definitely some other things that could be done. We're going to stay 2nd and 9. I think they're going to throw it. I mean, they're not. Yep. Oh. You know, and I'm definitely open up to adjusting some of the, like I said, auto subs, Big Papa. And I know you understand the running game is getting just destroyed right now. I do wonder if face mask is having the negative impact, because I was on 50 all yesterday and they were running all over me consistently. Yeah, Falcons are just a team I choose to test with. I like their jerseys. I do think, like, you know, doing the whole let's, adding traits to players before you play them is a fantastic idea. You can go through and do your team. Obviously don't want to make it OP, but realistically, do it within reason. Touchdown. Nope, not quite. But definitely need it for the CPU. Now, I will say quarterbacks is the one position that they did traits pretty well on. That's a sack, but it's a play action sack. But there's a lot of running backs need some traits, especially the top rated ones. The other thing, Big Papa, too, is outside of doing the holding, there's some room that could be done on the offensive line auto subs, too. And you have face mask at 0. I mean, you said you're trying the same thing as me, so I'm assuming so. Don't they have a trait that actually makes them push the ball down the field? But like my friend Big Papa said, we don't freak out if they start off 5 for 6. They eventually get the run game going. I was messaging him last night and I was like, dude, this run game's horse crap. And then after I said that, they started just running all over me and I couldn't stop it. JJ has no traits. It's probably because he's like a 72 or 73 overall quarterback, if I had to guess. I currently have physics-based tackling on 50, and I'm probably going to change it because I hate what just happened right here. I don't like... There's been a lot of this, you guys. Hold on. This is happening too much. It happened last year in Madden 2, and I don't like it, and I want to try to fix it this year. So look at this right here. TJ Hawkinson versus Diablo. He hits him. Not a real good tackle attempt, especially for face mask at 0. You'd think he would have actually tried to tackle him, but he just takes that and just is like, nope. Even though you look at this, you can see that Hawkinson should have went flying backwards. This dude delivered the hit, and Hawkinson just catches it. He falls down and is like, nope, I'm still going. That happens way too often. Bridger, yes, they are. I don't think they base traits off anything, Big Papa, because if they did, outside of the edge rushers, right? How do you have Amon-Ra St. Brown with no traits? He is the second highest receiver in the game. When you consider J.J. McCarthy and Jamar Chase, or not J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are tied at 99. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the next highest rated receiver, 0 traits. See, they are starting to run the ball a little bit better, you guys. See, like, Big Papa was right when he was telling me, hey man, just stick with it. A lot of times I freak out on some of that stuff. If they start 5 for 5, I'm like, man, they already had 5 carries. They can't run the ball. This is not it. He was telling me, look, stay with it. Yeah, what I'm curious, Mr. B, or anybody else who's got time on their hands, because I haven't looked yet, because I've only simulated 10 years in the future and I haven't even looked through. But I'm curious if you simulate 2 or 3 years, if you get like a handful of players, like quarterbacks, for example, that don't have traits, that are young, do they get them as they progress? Oh my, what a run. Yo, Brad, what's up, man? Thank you for that, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all have been absolutely amazing with the love on that. I really... Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting a lot of people commenting on my videos, you know, I've been getting a lot of jerk comments lately, we'll just put it that way, that's the kind of way to put it. I was really thinking people were gonna give me crap for for that video, like how I made it and set it up and stuff, but no, man, it's been nothing but love. Everyone's been so kind and so supportive, and I just want to say I appreciate all of you. Ooh, I think he had someone open here. Yeah, he should have, you know, sling it over here. He's wide open. Flacco, thank you. See, the pressure was coming. But right here, he could have, I mean, Justin Jefferson's wide open. And he could have honestly lofted one over here to Addison. So Big Pop, I think it's just going to be, we're going to have to just tweak. Because this isn't a overall thing. Baker was doing the same thing too. Have time to throw, just need to get rid of the ball. And he's got places that he could throw it. Even if he's under pressure, just throw it. I like the completion percentage. We're 7 for 11, 7.1 yards. I like all that for how he's rated. Oops, that's where I wanted to be. Anyone else in the CPU defense is calling? I haven't noticed it yet, but that doesn't mean it's not true. And we got 3 sacks. So we are kind of on that. We are getting too many sacks in that sense. I mean, you're 100% right, Big Papa. But I think we have other methods we can go and keep this pass rush in a good spot. They got some good running back rotations right now, though. Oh, no. Jones got hurt, and then they got Mason and Chandler. Chandler was just out there. Oh my. Okay. That was pretty... I'm not even mad, y'all. I'm not even mad. That was dope. Here's the thing, Mr. B. I don't care what a quarterback's rating is. If you have a top wide receiver like that, you have to put the looks for stars on those players. You almost have to. Any quarterback with a top wide receiver like that, you know, a diva, look for stars needs to be there. All right, guys, it is 10 o'clock, so I'm going to wind down the stream. Man, we got 107 of you in here. Thank you guys so much, man. We will be here tomorrow morning. I'm in Central Time Zone. The stream should be up by 10 a.m., if not earlier, my time. So we're looking at 12 hours from now. Might be a little bit earlier. Won't be later than 10 unless something crazy happens. We'll be back again, picking up where we're left off. I'm going to get with my guy Big Papa tonight. We're going to kind of scheme up some stuff, and we're going to come back tomorrow morning. But I will show you, for all of you guys here, this will be, just a heads up, this will be the only time that you're going to see the sliders in the stream, because after this point, we're going to go into beta. Any changes are going to be part of my members only beta, which of course is just a perk for being a member of the channel. But tonight, we're not there yet. So we're going to go through what I currently have. And since a lot of people weren't here at the beginning, I will just recap what we have in the main menu. Really not much. All pro. And then everything else is, I mean, we have all this stuff turned on, but then it's injuries 10, fatigue 50, player speed parity 17, just bring that over from college football. I haven't touched wear and tear yet. Haven't touched precipitation. Everything on main menu, default player skill, CPU skill, penalties. Not touching any of that in the main menu, just that main stuff. Yeah, Jonathan, that's a very good thing, man. So once you just have that set in franchise, and maybe do a profile delete if you've been on something else. I've already had an issue with it, right? Already had an issue. That profile delete fixed. All right, so in here, of course, we are on all pro as well. Nothing else really matters here. And then auto subs. This is subject to change. Probably going to change. I don't know what will change. Quarterback's pretty much locked in, halfback's locked in, wide receivers locked in, fullback, tight end, no idea. Might be making a change here. We'll see. Offensive line, I don't know. Might be making a change. It depends on, like I said, I really like how the pass rushing is right now. I don't want to do too much with that, but maybe make a slight change here if we can't figure out the quarterback, just to get rid of the ball a little bit more. Because the sacks that he took were fine. I was happy with it. It's just consistently 3-4 sacks a half when he has opportunities to get rid of the ball, whether it's a throwaway or just throw it up to wide receiver, something. So I don't know if, you know, how that's going to be. Defensively, again, this is subject to change. Any of these are subject to change. But I feel like defensive tackle, edge, and linebacker are all locked in pretty good. It would be cornerback and safety. Could get changed depending on where we lock in the DPI at. So if I lock in DPI at 99 or 75, I might make an adjustment here. If I put it down at 0, might not, I don't know. These are subject to change, but this is where I'm at right now for the auto subs. And then it, just to be safe, because I haven't gotten into XP sliders yet, but I did go through and do the one thing that I know I'm going to do. So all XP sliders are default, with the exception of all age-based progression is zeroed out, and all age-based regression is as low as you can. It's just down to 50. That's all I've done. Everything else is default. Doing testing on this. This is just where I'm at. Just to make sure everything is the same as me. This is what you're going to want to have. Cavante Taylor, I don't think so. I don't think so. And then when we go to gameplay sliders, make sure you hit reset, import from the main menu. Everything is default 50 for now. I personally like this, but you don't have to. We're keeping these three the exact same, 10, 50, 17. Then you'll have your 17 for precipitation. Haven't tested this stuff yet, so we'll do whatever you want there. Currently offsides 40. Face mask 0, DPI 75. We'll continue with that. Illegal block in the back 35. Roughing the passer 50. Now what I will ask of you, whoever's going to test this out, Sean, I'm going to get to you in a second. If you are getting too many sacks, and it's, again, the quarterback might have some time to throw the ball away and he just isn't, do me a favor. Big Papa and I are going to play around with auto subs, stuff like that, because he understands how they work. Obviously, I know how they work. But try lowering roughing the passer. If you're having an issue, try, and you don't need to go crazy with it, try like 45. If it improves it, which it should, pay attention to see if it changes how deep they throw the football. Like if you were seeing consistently quarterbacks thrown into coverage or push the ball on the field and then you lower this and it's like less and less, make note of that, because if this fixes that but gets out of the way, we're going to try to want to go a different route if possible. But that is an easy fix, one of the easier fixes for if you're getting just a couple too many sacks, just because he's just not getting rid of it, is lowering the roughing the passer. But that's where we're at there. Now, Sean, I'm going to address what you just said. 526 star dev traits. Yeah, I actually had to go look and see what this was at default last year, because it was 400, 75, 50. That's how it was default the last several years. 50, 75, 400. This year they have them all maxed out. I can tell you, because I did a test on it. Well, I'm going to do tests on it. So right now I'm still at the 500, 175. I did run a test, dropping it down to the 400, the 475, and the 50. I don't like these maxed out like this. I really don't. Because this is why you get inflated 80 overalls. And I'm going to play around with it. But my fear is, based on some early testing that I've done, is there's been a huge jump in 80 overalls in the test sim, but we're not getting enough 90 overalls. Well, what's one way you get some more people up to 90s? You give them a star dev trait or a superstar or an X Factor, they'll get up there. The unfortunate thing is most X Factors and superstars go to skill positions. They go to quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, edge rushers, and cornerbacks and safeties. You don't get a lot, hardly ever any, on the offensive line. They don't get X Factors. Not that I'm aware of anyway. And then you do defensive tackles and stuff too. So you're missing out on like those positions which are really struggling at default is an issue. But for those of you, I mean, and I might, this is what, so this was default. This every single year before this year, this was default. Okay? And what I used to do is I had a formula. Because I didn't want to have the 80 overalls, I wanted to have more 90s. And so you lower the amount of, like, star dev traits are your culprits for 80s. Most your superstars and X Factors have the chance of going up into the 90s. So what I used to do is I would drop this all the way down to, what was it, 300, I believe? And then I would go, yeah, hold on, I gotta think of the ratio here. Yep, because it was 50 equaled 5 here. Because that's the ratio, I'm pretty sure. And then another 50 here equaled 10 here. That's probably where I'll actually, build off of, because there's just there's so much 80 overalls. Like, I did a test, just so you guys know, I did a test sim at default. Outside linebackers, for example, no 90 overalls in the base roster, 12 80 overalls in the base roster. I did a 10-year sim, default XP sliders, without the age-based progression, and it jumped up to 28 80s. Still no 90s. So what you have is you have a lot of players jumping up, getting to the 80s, but they can't make it to the 90s. And so the way around that is lower the amount of star dev traits and increase the superstars and the X Factors, because those will bump those players up a little bit, and then you have a little bit more leeway with your progression. Nice, True. That sounds good. Howie, how do you change your coaching abilities? I haven't even played around with that, man. I have that all auto right now. Yeah, I have superstar abilities and stuff turned off. The dev traits matter for progression, though. So, no, the superstar and superstar X Factor matters for progression purposes. Yeah, Sean, I have a spreadsheet too. I did the count for the base roster, and then I start with, I don't like age-based progression. I think that's stupid, as well as age-based regression, especially in a game where you earn XP from playing and you don't earn it from sitting on the bench. So I get rid of anything age-based. I don't want it. I don't want a player to earn more XP because he's 25 years old versus 27 years old, or I don't want him to earn more XP because he's 23 than he would if he's 25. I don't like that. I think that's stupid. I also think that when you have regression tied to their age, you're not going to allow yourself to have players perform at a high level in their 30s, which we see all the time now. So I get rid of all this, and we'll just do it here. Players will regress naturally regardless of their age based on performance. But all right, guys, we are going to call that the stream. You guys got the sliders to go ahead and test. Give me some feedback, but I mean, I'll be back in the next 12 hours, so I don't know how much feedback we'll get before then. I'm sure we'll have some stuff to cook up for tomorrow's stream. I'm looking forward to it. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight for a couple hours. Thank you so much for the support on hitting 20,000 subs today. It's been an awesome day, and I hope to see all of you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great night. Peace.